What's up, everybody? Chris from Florida here. It is time for the 6-year update on my 2017 Chevrolet Camaro. It's been 6 years since I purchased my first brand new car and had a payment on in my name, and I just can't believe it's been 6 years. The world was completely different back then, and I wish we can all go back. At least I do. Here is the 6-year update on what really happened. I think I put less than 4,000 miles on the car in the last year. The only thing I had done was really an oil change, but there are some things that did appear with the car. So what has occurred? Now, the one thing I think I've said this in my 5-year update, I noticed that the battery is getting weak. Thankfully, I live in Florida. The reason I haven't replaced it is because I just don't drive enough to really care too much, and we always have my fiance's car. I just don't really go anywhere. Most of the time I work from home, I work out from home, I play video games on my time off, do whatever I need to the house. So I don't really need to go anywhere. I just make one trip a week for groceries or for whatever I need that week, and I go on the weekend and I take the long route and just go for a drive. And I don't really put a lot of miles on it. And when we went on a vacation recently, I rented a car because we have dogs. Nevertheless, there are things that did appear. Like I said, the battery is getting weak, and I've been kind of procrastinating on that because it's not weak enough where it never starts. It eventually will kick in after a few. That's only when it was super cold. Yes, it does get very cold in Florida. It got down to 9 degrees on Christmas morning. I'll definitely replace it once I have a clear direction of what I'm gonna do with the car, and I'll explain that in a bit. But that's one thing that appeared. The battery's getting weak. The next thing that I've heard is I have 2 rattles that that have now shown up on the car. And I thought they were just winter rattles because a car is cold, it can rattle a little bit more than it would be when it's warm. Obviously, it's warm in Florida in the summer. One of them is the actual holder for the rear view mirror is starting to have a little bit of a rattle. Drives me up a wall. The passenger side rear subwoofer, which is in the deck, it's actually the speaker itself internally. So I just turned down the bass, and I'm not a bass person, so that would be something I just have to replace the speaker for. Otherwise, just an oil change and a tire rotation. That's all really happened in the last year, which is probably the most uneventful experience with the car. Now, what is the future of my car? So if you don't know, I have a 2017. It is a 2LT. So at the time, this was the highest trim. It has all of the bells and whistles. So the blind spot monitoring, the spectrum lighting, app level infotainment system, Bose audio. The only thing my car doesn't have is the manual transmission with the track pack, and it does not have the dual mode exhaust. The future of the car, I have an order in at 2 dealerships, 2 of the largest in my area, 2 of the largest, because there's one larger one, but they wanted to charge me $10,000 over MSRP, and I ain't doing that shit. I don't need a car that bad. I have a Camaro. If I don't get a V8, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'll just get a C7 Corvette down the line, or even a C8, depending on what it is. An order in at 2 dealerships. I'm number 2 in line for a 2SS. I'm not anticipating the orders get picked up anytime soon. If they get picked up around November or December and get built in January or December or whatever the case may be, I'm okay with. Like I said, I don't need the Camaro right away because I have a Camaro, and I'd rather wait for a good deal. I'd rather save a few $1,000s by waiting than spend a few extra $1,000s to get it right now. I'm not in a rush. And plus, the way GM has been building cars after COVID, I'd rather wait anyways. That's just kind of my philosophy on the situation. I have a 2SS order in. I ordered the forged black wheels, not like the carbon flash wheels you can get on the SS for $300. I went for the $995 option wheels because I just do not like blade style wheels. They're not 3-dimensional, so they're not concave. I think there's another way to say it, but they're not concave like my wheels are. And I really like that design to kind of shine. And the forged wheels are the only ones that offer that, and they're the cheapest option to get that style of wheel. So I went with that route. So I went with the forged black wheels, Riptide blue color, because I do not like Riverside blue. I think it's a really just dull looking color. And then I ordered the dual mode exhaust. And then I went with the 10-speed. Beyonce can't drive a manual, and she wants to be able to experience that V8. That is what I did. We'll see if I get it. Unless for some reason there's a 23 car that shows up in shadow gray metallic that has the options I want and not a sunroof, because I hate sunroof. The reason I don't like sunroofs is because it cuts into your headroom. And I just don't like the style. I don't expect any type of 23 car to show up on any lots. I checked all around my area up to 500 to up to 1,000 miles, but I really don't want to travel 1,000 miles unless I'm really getting a really good deal. I'd rather just, for the same price, get the car I want and drive 1,000 miles to spend the same amount for a color that was like my secondary option. And I don't like rapid blue. It's a little too baby blue looking. And I'm not desperate, so if I don't get it, I don't get it. I'll just put I'll put a couple upgrades in my car and call it a day that I wanted to do. But that's why I didn't get a 23. That is what I ordered for a 24. We'll see if I get it. If I get it by Christmas, I'm happy. If it's even picked up by Christmas, I'm happy. And then we'll see what the interest rates are. Hopefully the feds don't fuck it up any further. That is the plan that I want to go with. And my backup plan, if nothing happens, is I'm just going to keep my car because there's not a lot of 23s that are in the style I want, and I don't want someone sloppy seconds. You have to break in the LT1 engine properly, and people don't follow break-in procedure. And I don't trust other people. People are dumb, and people are not trustworthy unless I get a pavement princess, which I would consider. And if I get a pavement princess, I'll probably go the manual. I would probably go for like a 16 through 18 car in the same color, hyper blue metallic. I kind of doubt I'm gonna find any people are gonna hang on to their cars, and the ones that are on the market right now are shit. Literally, if you look at them on the market, they're junk, riced out or not well taken care of. I'm not in a rush. So what I'll do is I'll put on the Borla S-Type quad tipped exhaust. I'll get a diffuser from GM. That is the flat black color. I will get the official GM taillights. So something that I have on my car that I absolutely learned to absolutely despise is I have the V-Land tail lamps, which they have a weird quirk to them. I don't like sequential tail lamps. Those GM dark tail lamps are still available pretty well, even if they're used. I don't really care too much. And the Borla S-Type exhaust you'll always be able to find, and same with the diffuser. That's kind of my plan for the car. Is I'm gonna put the exhaust on there. I'm gonna get the official GM smoked ones and shit can the fucking V-Land ones because they hyper flash. Is the reason why I don't like them. Their customer service is completely useless, and I've went through 3 of them and they all did the same thing. So the $250 I spent for them wasn't worth it. And I'm probably gonna throw them on Facebook Marketplace for $50 to $100 and see if someone will take them. Will I get my V8 and I trade in my car? I don't see it happening. I may be second in line at 2 pretty decent sized dealerships, but GM, even though they're having a 60% allocations, will go to V8 cars and they're gonna build as many as they can. I have this little feeling in my head that, and the chances I'm gonna find someone that took care of their car that's gonna try to get rid of it, that's gonna be selling it anytime soon, is pretty low. That is everything. 2SS24 is on order. We'll see if I get it. I'm not hopeful. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but we'll see. Maybe I'm lucky. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.